Hi, I'm Kirk Dekalb. I've decided to offer my patented mechanism and the powered guillotine door patent that I've got offered. When you purchase a mechanism and you put it on your trap, you can do it without having to buy a complete trap. This will help trappers that are trying to make their own traps, allow their own designs. It's a powered door mechanism, or it's a gravity door. You can even set it up as a pan type trigger. Basically, how the trap works is, on this particular trap, this is just a gravity flow trap. Pick the door up, set the mechanism, push the dog down. This on different ways that this can be done. But what it does is it pulls and pushes. It knocks this off and fires the trap, but it works by a simple conibear trigger. You can set it as a hair trigger, or I like to leave it to where it wiggles a little bit. That way the animal thinks it's just like a piece of weed or grass floating in the wind. The animal will come in, let me get this right here and set it. The animal will come in, hit the wire trigger, and fire the trap. I'm just going to move it forward. Power door traps can have be set completely under the water, set on their side, depending on whether they're a guillotine door or a lock bar door trap. The mechanism is almost virtually unlimited in what it can do. I've built over 100 prototypes using the mechanism. To show you a little further how it works, when I'm out trapping, I just don't tighten this bolt up with a pair of pliers. I just hand tighten it. This is what supports the mechanism. So you just unscrew the nut, set it down. I usually put it in my pocket. And what you can do, if you want to take the thing apart, you just take this off. When you buy a mechanism, it comes with a firing spring. If you want to have a powered guillotine door, you need to order additional springs for whatever trap design that you're going to have. Okay, the next thing you do is you can take this off, drop the trigger. Now, if you want to take the firing rod off in the back, it all comes apart. You don't have to have a pair of pliers to put it back together. You just have to lift this door up and I get in there to it. Okay, I'm going to set this in here just a little bit like so. I'm going to put this back in here. This just slides in and goes into place. It literally allows the mechanism to float, is what it does. So it works where it doesn't fire easily from the animal setting the trap off. You can pretty well walk on top of the trap and not set the trap off. We just got to line these up, push the mechanism up in place. There you go. We want to set the firing rod in place. Now we're good to go again. If you want to fire one door, you set either the front or the back. In this case, we'll set the back. Animal can come in here, hits the wire trigger, fires the trap. Now, you want to make sure you put your bolt back in place. Just screw it on hand tight. It doesn't need to be screwed any other way. When you get the mechanism, you'll need to put the bolts in for the mechanism. You want to just make it look like this. You want to make them where they're just snug. You don't want to tighten it too tight because you don't want to bend this in this place right here. This is what you get with the firing spring. Okay, let me show you how the other traps work. I'm gonna literally make videos that will show you how to build different traps, different sizes, probably about 25 or 26 different varieties of models of traps that I've built, where you can build the same thing. Okay, to set this, you just set the mechanism. This is a lock bar trap, door trap. Then you set either end once you do that. Just bring this up here like this. What it does is it punches that off, and this end here pulls it. It's pretty stout. The springs are anyway. It's really fast. Oh, I made a mistake. To do this one, you got to lift this up, then bring the door up. I've made so many models, I've forgotten how basically some of them work without having to refresh my memory. There we go. I've got Parkinson's and I'm not as strong as I should be. There you go. Now the trap's set. What's so good about the traps like this? They're extremely open. When you look down through there, you can see it's just a very, very open trap. Animal doesn't feel is less reluctant to get in the trap. And as the trap fires, as the doors go down, they lock. It works like a ratchet. It locks in place. Real fast. Now this here has got a lock bar door trap on the back and a guillotine door trap on the front. Now if you look real close, you'll notice that the linkage in here in the back is the same as the last trap that I showed you. But the linkage in the front, I call it the front of the trap, where the spring is a little different. And I set the back first, or excuse me, I set the front first. Then I can set the mechanism, or the lock bar door. This thing comes up and goes into place like so. And I'm going to turn this around so I can get to it a little easier. And you can see it better. Okay, this here allows it to where the pressure is not so strong on the mechanism, on the firing rod. So the mechanism is positive functioning by having the least amount of pressure right here that it has. This regulates the amount of pressure, the distance. It's in my patent, the distance and the way these things work. Okay, this particular trap doesn't have a slot where like the first trap that I showed you. You can literally set the door on top of it. We're hitting something. Here we go. In other words, you can set the trap by just setting this on top of it. You don't have a slot that you got to go to. And this right here, well, when it fires, it will pull that out and it'll push down and it'll fire up. Everything's really fast when it goes. It works best with 4 of the smaller springs or 2 of the longer springs that we use. Okay, this is a very good, excellent beaver bobcat or beaver trap or otter trap or raccoon trap or whatever. It's a tremendous trap for in the water. Works extremely fast. You can literally stick it up into a pipe, put this up to next to a hole. It works really, really good. This trap here is about 10 years old. Now this is something a little different. Notice there's no rail. It's all made with 1/4-inch cold roll. The mechanism in this one is a single mechanism, but the double mechanism will work in the same place that this one will. So what you do on this one, you set the mechanism first. Make sure your triggers are adjusted the way they need to be. And then you want to turn this to the side so that this will allow your door to come up. Now we're going to take these push rods and push them underneath the rod so it pulls down on the door. Essentially what it amounts to, it literally straightens up the door and the door slams down. Just with those 2 springs, it works exceptionally well. There's no rail, it's just a little body of wire mechanism, firing spring, and the springs, these 2 springs on the door. I use it here on the farm to catch coons and possum. Isn't that fast? That's neat, isn't it? The mechanism can be purchased from Sterlingfur in Sterling, Ohio. I'm Kirk Dekalb. Thank you.